Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto returned before Team 7 formed and rebuilt his bonds from zero? Part 1. If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The wind was cold, colder than Naruto remembered, colder than the day he died. He gasped as his eyes flew open, his heart slamming against his chest like a drum. His lungs burned with the shock of suddenly existing again. He fell to his knees, coughing, hands digging into soft dirt. He looked around. No war, no ruins, no blood, no corpses, no sky torn by chakra beasts. Just Konoha, whole, alive, peaceful. Naruto's breath trembled. The village wasn't destroyed. The Hokage monument wasn't cracked. The air didn't taste like fire and despair. He lifted his hands, small, tiny, childish. He looked into the river beside him and saw himself. A 12-year-old boy stared back. Bright whisker marks, messy blonde hair, big blue eyes. Naruto choked on a broken laugh. Again, I'm really back. But his heart tightened, because the last thing he remembered. The final battle, his family, his children, his friends dying around him. Kurama's final sacrifice, his own life slipping away as he whispered apologies he could never keep. And then, darkness. Until now, Naruto staggered to his feet. His fingers trembled as he clutched his shirt tightly. This was before Team 7. Before the bell test. Before Sasuke's vengeance tore him apart. Before Sakura's loneliness grew hidden behind smiles. Before Kakashi bore the weight of another broken team. This was when they were still strangers. When bonds were weak, fragile, unformed. Naruto whispered, voice barely audible. I get to build everything again. Not fix, not repair, not save what had already been lost. But rebuild, slowly, carefully, patiently, from zero. A chance no one in history had ever been given. Round Pushpin Konoha streets, a strange peace. Naruto walked through the streets, each step pounding memories and emotions into his chest. Vendors laughed, children played, ninja strolled casually with no worry about war or invasion. Everything was alive. He remembered this day vaguely. It was 2 days before Team 7 was officially formed. Back then, he'd been loud, annoying, desperate for attention. Lonely, starved for affection. Pretending he didn't care about the empty silence waiting at home. But now he wasn't a child. Not inside. He had lived a lifetime. He passed Ichiraku ramen and felt his throat burn. Chuki laughed, Ayami shouted happily at customers, alive, smiling, safe. Naruto's eyes stung. Chuki-osen, Ayami-nisan, he whispered. He remembered their final moments in his timeline. How they had died protecting a group of civilians. How their shop had burned. A heavy breath shuddered out of him. Not this time. This world wouldn't break them again. He would protect everyone he once failed. Round Pushpin the academy, meeting 2 people he lost. He reached the academy just as class ended. Children rushed out, laughing, teasing, running. Naruto's heart stalled when he saw them. Sakura, Sasuke. Sakura looked younger, softer, her eyes full of hope instead of the exhaustion adulthood had carved in her. She walked with Ino, smiling brightly. Sasuke walked alone, silent, eyes empty but not yet burning with vengeance. He hadn't lost everything yet. He still had a home to return to tonight. He still had a family. Naruto's chest tightened painfully. He whispered, Sasuke. The boy paused, just faintly, as if he heard something. As if some part of him recognized this older voice inside the young Naruto. Sasuke's eyes flicked briefly toward him. Cold, distant, but not hateful, not yet. Naruto exhaled slowly, the urge to run up and hug him. To tell him to stay. To tell him not to chase revenge. To promise he would save him. Almost overwhelmed him. But no, not yet. This time, he would build their bond from scratch. No forcing. No rushing, no shouting or fighting. He would become someone Sasuke could trust long before the world tried to break him. Sakura walked past him too. Her smile warm, innocent, untouched by the war that would one day steal her peace. Naruto wanted to call out. Say her name. Tell her she deserved to feel loved, not alone. That she would become one of the strongest kunoichi in history. But again, not yet. His throat tightened painfully. I'll protect you both, Naruto whispered. This time, I'll protect everyone. Round pushpin nightfall, a promise reborn. Naruto climbed the Hokage monument as the sun set, painting the sky orange. He sat where he always had as a child, legs dangling, the wind cold against his skin. He hugged his knees and whispered into the dying light. In my last life, the world burned. He remembered it all. Pain, loss, war, sacrifice, loneliness, love, peace, then death. I won't let that happen again. Quote, the village lights slowly turned on below him. I'll rebuild every bond I ever broke. Even if I have to start from zero. His voice shook. I'll protect Sasuke before he falls. I'll support Sakura before she breaks. I'll ease Kakashi's burdens before he drowns in them. I'll save Neji. I'll save Gaara. I'll save every person who ever suffered. A tear slid down his cheek. I'll be better, for all of them. The wind brushed his hair softly, almost like an answer. Naruto stood, staring at the stars. This time, the world won't lose. He turned toward the village. Toward the future he would rewrite. Toward the people he would save. And with that, part 1 ends, with Naruto standing alone on the monument. A child on the outside. A Hokage on the inside. Ready to rebuild every bond he ever cherished. Naruto slowly descended from the Hokage monument, his mind focused, his resolve firm. But as he reached the base of the cliff, a soft crunch of gravel snapped him out of his thoughts. Someone was there, hidden, watching. Naruto didn't react outwardly, but inside, his chakra sharpened. He knew this presence. Quiet, controlled, shadow-like, Anbu, but not just any Anbu. A lone figure stepped out of the shadows, pale in the moonlight. Itachi Uchiha. Naruto's heart lurched. Itachi, alive, calm, untormented, not hunted as a rogue ninja, not coughing blood, not dying in Sasuke's arms. Naruto swallowed hard. Itachi wasn't wearing the Akatsuki cloak. He wasn't branded a criminal yet. He was still a loyal Anbu captain of Konoha. Naruto had not seen this version of him in decades. Itachi approached silently, his expression unreadable. You're out late, Uzumaki. Naruto forced a smile. Couldn't sleep. Or, you saw something from the top. Naruto's breath hitched. Itachi was sharp, even now. Naruto shrugged casually. I was just thinking about the future. Itachi tilted his head slightly. He observed Naruto for a long, too long moment. You seem different. Naruto stiffened. Different how? Itachi's eyes narrowed, not threatening, but calculating. You hide your loneliness too well. Your eyes look older. Your chakra feels heavy. Like a man who has experienced too much. Naruto chuckled weakly. If only he knew. But Itachi wasn't finished. Children your age do not carry this kind of weight. Quote, Naruto looked up at him, the man who had sacrificed everything for peace, who bore the title of traitor so his brother could live, who died with his truth buried in blood. Naruto couldn't hold it back. His voice cracked. Thank you. Itachi blinked. He had been called many things in his life, traitor, genius, murderer, monster. But never this. For what? He asked softly. Naruto's throat tightened. For everything you've done. For what you're still doing. For what you'll one day have to do. Itachi stepped closer, brows furrowing. You speak as if you know my path. Naruto panicked a little. Damn, too much. He forced a playful grin. I mean, thanks for protecting the village and stuff. You're super cool, you know. Itachi stared at him. Long, silent, unnerving. Then, finally, you really are strange, Naruto. Quote, Naruto laughed awkwardly, but Itachi did something he never expected. He placed a gentle hand on Naruto's head. Naruto froze. You remind me of someone, Itachi murmured. A shinobi who believes bonds can change fate. Quote, Naruto looked up, eyes wide. Itachi's voice softened. Forge your own path, but be ready, some bonds will be harder to rebuild than others. Naruto clenched his fists. I will rebuild them. All of them. Quote. Itachi gave the faintest smile. We shall see. And with a swirl of leaves, he vanished. Naruto stared at the empty space where he once stood. A single thought echoed through him. This time, I'll save you too, Itachi. Sunrise the next morning, history shifts early. Naruto woke before dawn, adrenaline sharp in his veins. Today was the day before the team assignments. The day Iruka gave final evaluations. The day Naruto used to barely scrape by. But not this time. Today he had the knowledge of an adult Hokage inside the body of a child. Today was his first chance to change his reputation. To build trust early. To draw Sasuke closer instead of pushing him away. To earn Sakura's respect instead of chasing it foolishly. To stop the lonely cycle before it even began. Naruto walked into the academy. Quiet, calm, focused. The entire classroom turned. Not because he shouted. Not because he made a scene. But because Naruto wasn't Naruto. He walked in like a shinobi. Not a prankster. Not a nuisance. Hinata gasped softly. Sakura blinked. Kiba frowned. Even Sasuke's eyes twitched, ever so slightly. Naruto took his usual seat. But instead of slouching, he sat upright and opened a notebook. A notebook. Sakura nearly fainted. Iruka entered moments later, expecting chaos. Instead, he stopped mid-step when he saw Naruto writing intently. Naruto, you're studying. Naruto smiled. I want to do better, Iruka-sensei. Iruka's heart nearly exploded with pride. Why yes, of course. That's wonderful. The class stared like Naruto had grown a second head. Even Sasuke kept glancing at him. When exams began, Naruto didn't cheat. Didn't guess. Didn't panic. He answered every question correctly. Shuriken practice. 10 direct hits. Transformation jutsu. Perfect form. Clones. Real, solid, stable. Thanks to decades of experience. Iruka trembled. And Naruto, you improved overnight. Naruto smiled softly. I'm just trying to catch up. But Sasuke's eyes narrowed. He watched Naruto like a puzzle piece suddenly didn't fit. His mind whispered, what changed? Sunset afternoon, the first crack in destiny. When the exams ended, the students were dismissed. But Sasuke did something unexpected. He followed Naruto. Not obviously, not openly, but enough that Naruto sensed him. Naruto stopped near the academy gate. He didn't turn. Come out, Sasuke. Sasuke emerged from behind a wall, irritated. TCH. You noticed. Naruto smirked. I'd notice you anywhere. Sasuke froze, as if those words hit a deeper place than expected. Why are you suddenly strong? Sasuke asked bluntly. What are you planning? Quote. Naruto stared at him, the boy who had once been his brother, his rival, his equal, his greatest bond. I'm planning, Naruto whispered, blue eyes soft and steady. To stop you from walking down a lonely path. Quote. Sasuke's breath hitched. What does that mean? Naruto walked past him, patting his shoulder gently. You'll understand soon. Sasuke stood frozen. Nobody touched him casually. Nobody spoke to him like that. Nobody saw him, beyond the Uchiha name. But Naruto did, and for the first time in this timeline. Sasuke felt curiosity, instead of irritation. A crack appeared. Small, but real. A bond, starting from zero. Milky Way night, a shadow watches. Naruto headed home, exhausted. But the moment he closed his door, a presence appeared behind him. He didn't turn. Why are you here, Kakashi-sensei? The silver-haired Jonin leaned against the wall. I curved in a smile. So you noticed me too. Naruto exhaled softly. Kakashi Hatake. Alive. Calm. Not broken by future tragedies. Not weighed down by a decade of war. A version Naruto had missed deeply. Kakashi's tone shifted, more serious. Naruto, you're behaving very differently today. Naruto forced a grin. People change. Kakashi stepped closer. But children rarely change this much overnight. Naruto's heart raced. Kakashi's voice dropped to a whisper. So tell me, what happened to you? Naruto looked up, straight into the eye of the man who once guided him, fought beside him, died for him, lived for him. And in that moment, Kakashi saw it, in Naruto's eyes, a lifetime of pain, loss, love, and hope. Naruto, Kakashi whispered, your eyes are not the eyes of a child. Naruto's chest tightened. This was the final moment of Part 1. He stepped back, holding Kakashi's gaze. I came back, Naruto said softly, to rebuild everything I once broke. Kakashi froze. Naruto continued, from zero, from the beginning, from before Team 7 ever formed. Kakashi inhaled sharply, and with that, Kakashi didn't move, didn't blink, didn't speak. He simply stared at Naruto with that single, sharp Sharingan hidden behind his forehead protector. As if he could peel back layers of time by sheer instinct. Naruto swallowed. Kakashi was dangerous when he was curious, not because he wanted to hurt Naruto, but because he was brilliant, analytical, and impossible to fool completely. Kakashi stepped forward. Rebuild everything, he repeated quietly. You speak like someone who lost something. Naruto looked down. I did. Kakashi's voice softened, but it carried an edge. Who did you lose? Naruto almost said everyone, but he stopped. He couldn't break the timeline this early. He needed to guide bonds slowly, naturally. So he answered carefully. I lost people who were important to me. People I don't want to lose again. Quote, Kakashi's breath caught. He knew that feeling too well. Minato, Rin, Obito, his father. Loss was the one language Kakashi understood deeply. Naruto, he said softly, children don't talk like that unless someone breaks them. Quote, Naruto's heart clenched. He had been broken, many times, but he had rebuilt himself, piece by piece, until he became someone the entire world leaned on. Kakashi crouched down, meeting Naruto's eyes directly. You're hiding something, something big, and dangerous. Naruto met his gaze without flinching. I'm not dangerous to the village. I promise you that. Kakashi searched his face, for lies, fear, or desperation. But he found something far more frightening. Conviction, experience, age. Those weren't a child's eyes. Kakashi stood slowly. If you're planning something that affects Konoha, he said quietly, I'll have to report it. Quote, Naruto shook his head. I'm not planning to hurt Konoha. His voice cracked slightly. I'm planning to save it. Kakashi froze. Naruto stepped past him, hand on the door. My entire life, I've protected this village. Even when it didn't protect me. Kakashi inhaled sharply. He knew that pain too. And this time, Naruto whispered, I want to protect it before it breaks. Kakashi finally spoke. Why do you sound like a veteran shinobi trapped in a child's body? Quote, Naruto paused. A sad smile spread across his lips. Because I am. The door clicked shut behind him. Kakashi stood alone, stunned. Something impossible was happening, and he didn't know whether to report it, or protect it. Crescent moon later that night, a familiar voice returns. Naruto lay in his old apartment bed. It was small, cold, lonely. The mattress felt nothing like the warm home he once shared with his family. He missed them. He missed his children. He missed Hinata. That life was gone. But this world was still alive. He closed his eyes, and suddenly felt warmth. A presence. A heartbeat inside him. Then a voice. So, you really managed to come back, huh? Naruto's eyes flew open, wet instantly. His breath trembled. Kurama. The 9 tails appeared before him in the mindscape. Massive, powerful, terrifying. And alive, not sacrificed, not gone, not a fading memory. Alive. Naruto's vision blurred. You're really here, he whispered. Kurama snorted. Of course I am, idiot. You think a little time travel is enough to get rid of me? Quote, Naruto laughed sharply, half joy, half pain. He ran forward without thinking and pressed his forehead to the barrier, trembling. I missed you so much. Kurama's fierce expression softened just a little. TCH, don't get sentimental. It's annoying. But the fox's tail curled gently around Naruto. Naruto wiped his eyes. When I died, I thought I lost you forever. Kurama's gaze softened. Well, in a way, you did. And in a way, you didn't. Naruto frowned. What do you mean? Kurama stared down at him, eyes glowing. This me, this version of me, doesn't have all the memories you do. Not yet. Naruto's heart dropped. But, Kurama continued, there are pieces, instincts, echoes, enough to know you're not the same brat I used to babysit. Naruto chuckled weakly. But I will remember. Give me time. Naruto nodded. Kurama leaned closer. If you're really planning to change fate. The fox growled softly. Then you're going to need me. All of me. Naruto clenched his fists. I'll do whatever it takes. Kurama smirked. Good. Because preventing every disaster you lived through won't be easy. Naruto exhaled. I know. But, Kurama said, you have a head start. Naruto blinked. A head start. Kurama's tail swayed slowly. You returned earlier than you think. Naruto's eyes widened. What do you mean? Kurama grinned. The Uchiha massacre hasn't happened yet. Naruto's blood ran cold. His heart stopped. Kurama's eyes gleamed. You wanted to rebuild bonds. Your first real test is coming. Naruto shook. He knew what this meant. Itachi, Sasuke, the clan, Shisui, Danzo, Sarutobi, the village elders, all of it. Kurama's voice dropped low and dangerous. If you want to save Sasuke's heart, you'll have to save his entire clan first. Naruto's breath shattered, because that meant one thing. The biggest tragedy in Sasuke's life had not happened yet, and Naruto had the power to stop it. Kurama stared at him. So tell me, Naruto. The fox rumbled. What will you do now? Naruto whispered, voice shaking, eyes burning, soul trembling. I'm going to save the Uchiha clan. And with that, Naruto walked beside Sasuke through the quiet training ground, the late evening sun dipping behind the trees. For a moment, they didn't speak. The silence wasn't uncomfortable, just heavy, like both of them were trying to process the strange familiarity and the obvious changes in each other. Sasuke kicked a small stone. Why'd you really come talk to me? He asked, his voice low, guarded, but not hostile. Naruto didn't look away. Because, I didn't want you sitting alone thinking you're the only one carrying something heavy. Quote, Sasuke eyed him sideways. You don't know anything about what I'm carrying. Naruto smiled faintly. I know enough. That shook Sasuke for a moment. Not the words. Naruto had said stuff before without knowing anything. But this time there was certainty in his voice. Like he wasn't guessing. Like he had lived through it. Naruto continued, you're strong, Sasuke. But being strong doesn't mean you're fine. Sasuke stopped walking. Naruto stopped too. What are you trying to say? Naruto exhaled slowly. I'm saying that if you ever feel like everything inside you is breaking apart, you don't have to pretend it isn't. Sasuke's eyes hardened. Don't talk like you understand loss. Naruto's chest tightened. If only Sasuke knew. Naruto had watched him die, watched the world collapse, watched everything he loved burn. He understood loss more than Sasuke could possibly imagine at this age. But he couldn't say that. Not yet. So he simply answered with the softest voice he could manage. Try me. Sasuke opened his mouth to respond, but stopped. Because something in Naruto's eyes didn't match a 12-year-old kid. There was weight there, age, pain, and something else, resolve. Before Sasuke could question it, footsteps approached from behind. Sakura, Naruto, Sasuke-kun, you're both still here. She jogged over, panting lightly. Her eyes darted between them. Then she noticed Naruto's faint scratches. Were you two fighting again? She scolded, hands on her hips. Naruto chuckled. Nah, just a little spar. Nothing serious. Sakura puffed her cheeks. Don't do that. You know tomorrow we meet our Jonin-sensei, right? I don't want Team 7 starting with bruises. Naruto blinked. He had forgotten this tiny detail. Team 7, starting fresh. He felt a strange ache in his chest. This time, he wouldn't let things fall apart. He wouldn't let Sasuke spiral into darkness. He wouldn't let Sakura feel useless and left behind. He wouldn't let Kakashi suffer alone behind his mask. He'd rebuild all their bonds, properly. Maybe from zero, but with the knowledge of a lifetime. Sasuke started walking ahead again, hands in pockets. Sakura turned to Naruto. What were you two talking about? Naruto scratched his cheek. Just, stuff. Quote, Sakura narrowed her eyes. You're hiding something. Naruto smiled. You have no idea, Sakura, but soon I'll make sure you never have to cry the way you did the first time. He said only, we're teammates now, nothing to hide. Sakura blushed lightly but didn't comment. They walked together to the village road until Sakura split off. See you both tomorrow. Don't be late. Naruto waved. Sasuke grunted. Back at Naruto's apartment, Naruto entered the silent, dim room. The same broken table. The same tiny window letting in almost no light. The same empty shelves. His heart clenched. He remembered the countless nights he curled up here, alone, crying silently so no one would hear him. He shut the door behind him and leaned against it. I'm home, he whispered to no one. His voice cracked. All those memories, his real childhood, smashed into him at once. The loneliness, the hunger, the cold winters with no blanket, the village's glares, the insults, the fear, the pain, but above it all, the feeling of having no one. He slid down to the floor, covering his face with his hands. I'm not going to live like that again, he whispered. Not this time. He took a deep breath, wiped his eyes, and stood. Then he said aloud, not to the room, but to himself. I'm going to protect them all. Even if I have to erase every tragedy with my own hands. Late night, a knock on Naruto's door. Naruto froze. What? Knock, knock. Nobody visited him at night. Nobody visited him ever. He approached slowly and opened the door a crack. His heart skipped. Iruka-sensei stood there holding a small paper bag. Hey, Naruto, Iruka said gently. I thought you might not have eaten dinner. Naruto's throat tightened violently. Iruka continued, a little embarrassed, I was passing by and thought, well, you might need this. Quote, Naruto stared at him as if seeing a ghost. Iruka, the first person who ever cared. The first person who ever accepted him. He opened the door fully, voice shaking more than he wanted to show. Iruka-sensei, why did you? Iruka smiled warmly. Because I know you. And tomorrow's a big day. Team assignments always stress new genin. Naruto couldn't speak. The last time he saw Iruka in the future, was at his funeral. Naruto swallowed hard, unable to stop the tears building. Iruka blinked. What's wrong? Naruto shook his head and stepped forward, hugging him tightly. Iruka stiffened in surprise but quickly hugged him back. Naruto whispered, voice trembling. Thank you, for always looking after me. Quote, Iruka's eyes softened. You've had a tough childhood, Naruto. But you're strong. And tomorrow, you start a new chapter. Naruto nodded against his shoulder. Yes, and this time, I won't let anything go wrong. Quote, Iruka pulled back slightly, confused by the strange maturity in Naruto's tone. But he didn't question it. Not yet. Night falls, and Naruto makes a vow. Naruto ate the warm food silently, his heart full in a way it hadn't been in years. He looked out his window at the night sky. The world looked peaceful. It wouldn't be for long. Not if events followed the same path he remembered. Zabuza, Haku, Gaara, Chunin exams, Sasuke retrieval, Akatsuki, pain, the war, the deaths, so many tragedies. Not this time, he whispered to the moonlit village. This time, I will stop everything. Every loss, every pain, every mistake. His blue eyes gleamed with the weight of 2 lifetimes. I will protect everyone who once protected me. And with that, Part 1 neared its real climax. Tomorrow, Team 7 would begin again. But this time, Naruto wasn't a lonely kid anymore. He was a man who had lived a lifetime of loss, and was ready to rewrite every tragedy from the very beginning. The moon hung low above Konoha, casting pale silver light over the village rooftops. Inside his small apartment, Naruto lay awake on his thin mattress, hands behind his head, staring at the cracked ceiling. Sleep wouldn't come. Not tonight. Not when tomorrow would be the true beginning, the moment Team 7 reformed. The moment he would walk once again beside Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi, but this time armed with a lifetime of knowledge. A ghost of a smile touched his lips. Tomorrow, we start again. He closed his eyes. Early morning, Konoha awakens. The sun crept over the horizon, splashing warm gold over the village. Naruto was already awake, washed, dressed, hair still messy but clothes neater than usual. He left home earlier than he ever used to, not because he wanted to impress anyone, but because he needed time. Time to breathe, time to prepare, time to make sure nothing went wrong like before. As he walked through Konoha's morning streets, villagers glanced at him. Not with warm smiles, but the same mixture of suspicion, fear, and annoyance. Normally, those looks would have hurt. But now, he had lived through a world where those same villagers relied on him to save their lives. Where children wore his symbol. Where people cried when he fell in battle. Where the Hokage seat bore his name. So the glare of a random villager now felt insignificant. Naruto exhaled through his nose. Even you all, I'll protect. His voice didn't hold childish anger anymore, only determination. Naruto arrives at the academy. Students crowded inside, buzzing with excitement for their team assignments. The chatter was loud, chaotic, nostalgic. Naruto stepped into the classroom, and immediately, every head turned. Some kids snickered, some rolled their eyes, some muttered, "Idiot," under their breath. Naruto ignored all of it, because his gaze found two people immediately. Sakura, sitting neatly near the middle, bright, hopeful. Sasuke, leaning back in his chair, bored, guarded. For a moment, Naruto just stared at them. These two. He had fought beside them. Bled beside them. Cried for them. Died for them. He walked toward them, heart strangely heavy. Before he could say anything, Sakura's voice suddenly shrilled. "Naruto, don't sit next to me." Naruto blinked. This phase again. Her crush on Sasuke was still at maximum intensity. Her annoyance toward Naruto still sharp, immature. But Naruto didn't get hurt. He smiled softly. "It's okay, I wasn't going to." Sakura froze. That wasn't the reaction she expected. Naruto walked past her quietly and sat near the window, exactly like Kakashi used to do. Sakura stared after him, confused. Sasuke noticed too. Naruto wasn't loud, wasn't whining, wasn't begging Sakura for attention. He looked calm, older, almost like a different person entirely. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Something about Naruto was off. Not in a bad way, but in a way Sasuke couldn't explain. Iruka enters. "Everyone, quiet down." The class settled immediately. Iruka began calling out teams, one by one. Naruto felt a strange twist in his stomach, not anxiety, but nostalgia so overwhelming it almost hurt. Team 7 would be called soon. Iruka took a breath. Team 7 will be. Naruto closed his eyes. Here it comes. Sakura Haruno. Sakura shrieked happily. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smiled softly. And Sasuke Uchiha. Quote. A wave of whispers rushed through the classroom. The dead last with the prodigy. Unfair. Poor Sasuke. Lucky Sakura. Naruto ignored all of it. Instead, he turned slowly to look at Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke hadn't reacted at all, just gave the smallest outward sigh. Sakura was glowing, happiness practically radiating. Naruto, however, felt his chest tighten. Team 7. Again. He swallowed the lump in his throat. This time, I'll save us all. Iruka finished the rest of the announcements and dismissed the class for break before Jonin introductions. Teams began leaving, but Naruto stayed seated, watching Sasuke quietly. Sasuke finally approached him. His expression was unreadable. "You're different," Sasuke said bluntly. Naruto lifted an eyebrow. "Oh, how so?" Sasuke crossed his arms. "You're quiet, too quiet, and you didn't annoy Sakura. And you didn't brag about anything. You didn't even yell when they made fun of you." Naruto chuckled faintly. "You noticed all that?" Sasuke's gaze sharpened. "Who are you?" The question hit Naruto harder than expected. He looked away, staring out the window for a moment. Someone trying to fix things. Sasuke frowned. "Fix what?" "Everything," Naruto whispered under his breath. Sasuke didn't hear him clearly. Before Sasuke could question further, Sakura appeared, smiling brightly. "Naruto, Sasuke-kun. Iruka-sensei said our sensei is running late. We should wait on the roof." Naruto blinked. He remembered this. He remembered Kakashi pretending to be late. He remembered Naruto pranking him. He remembered the bell test. He remembered failing at teamwork. He stood. Yeah, let's go. But this time, he wouldn't mess up. On the roof, Kakashi arrives. The three of them waited. Sakura tried to talk to Sasuke. Sasuke tried to ignore her. Naruto watched them both, quiet, observing, remembering everything they went through. After almost 30 minutes, a ripple of chakra approached. Naruto felt it instantly. Kakashi. He landed on the railing with lazy ease, reading his little orange book as always. You three, look lively. Naruto's throat tightened. Kakashi. Alive. Unscarred by war. Unburdened by the future. Not the Hokage yet. Not broken by losses. Just, Kakashi. Naruto's eyes softened. Sasuke and Sakura didn't notice the emotion in Naruto's expression, but Kakashi did. For a brief moment, Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. He stared at Naruto a second longer than usual, like he sensed something strange. Naruto quickly hid his expression. Kakashi clapped his hands. Well, why don't we introduce ourselves? Likes, dislikes, dreams, that whole thing. Naruto remembered exactly what Kakashi would say afterward. But this time, he would answer differently. Sakura went first. Then Sasuke, with his usual, I want to kill a certain someone. Finally, Kakashi nodded toward Naruto. All right, Blondie, your turn. Naruto stood slowly. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't shout. He didn't act like a hyperactive child. He spoke calmly, clearly. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. Kakashi raised an eyebrow at Naruto's tone. Sasuke looked confused again. Sakura blinked. Naruto continued. My likes are ramen, training, and people who believe in me. Quote. He paused. Memories flickered in his head, of Iruka, Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, Hinata, Shikamaru, Jiraiya, Kurama. People he had lost. People he would protect now. My dislikes are those who hurt others for selfish reasons. And myself, when I'm not strong enough to protect the people I care about. Kakashi stiffened. Sasuke's eyes widened slightly. Sakura swallowed. This wasn't the Naruto they expected. Naruto then said quietly, my dream is a peaceful world. A world where no one has to carry burdens alone. A world where no one dies because we weren't strong enough to save them. Silence fell. Kakashi stared at him long and hard. You're an interesting one, Naruto. Naruto smiled softly. You have no idea. Kakashi's final words of the day. All right, Kakashi said, tone shifting back to lazy nonchalance, meet me tomorrow at training ground 3 for the Genin evaluation. Quote. Sakura nodded happily. Sasuke grunted. Naruto already knew what would come. Kakashi added, don't eat breakfast. You'll puke. Sakura and Sasuke nodded. Naruto, however, smirked faintly. This time, I won't fall for that. Kakashi noticed the smirk. His eye narrowed suspiciously again. But Naruto simply waved. See you tomorrow, sensei. Kakashi watched him leave. Naruto couldn't see Kakashi's face, but Kakashi murmured under his breath. Those eyes, those words, where did you learn to speak like that, Naruto? He closed his book slowly. This team is going to be very different. Naruto stepped out of the academy building, the wooden door swinging shut behind him with a soft echo. He felt the light breeze brush past his face, carrying the smell of the village, fresh bread from the market, wet earth, and distant smoke from the training grounds. Konoha felt alive, and fragile. Naruto paused at the bottom of the stairs, staring at the bustling street ahead. He whispered to himself, tomorrow is the first real test. Behind him, he heard footsteps. Sasuke, walking slowly, purposefully, but something about his pace was hesitant, like he wanted to say something but didn't know how. Naruto pretended not to notice. Sasuke finally stopped beside him, hands in pockets, eyes forward. What was that? Sasuke asked, voice low. Naruto tilted his head. What was what? That speech. Sasuke's jaw tightened. The way you talked, the way you looked. Your dream, your tone. It wasn't you. Naruto inhaled softly. He shouldn't know. He mustn't know. But Sasuke wasn't stupid. He had always been sharper than people realized, even at this age. Naruto chose his words carefully. Maybe you just never paid attention before. Quote. Sasuke frowned deeply. That's not it. Naruto didn't answer. Sasuke stepped closer, glare intense. Who are you trying to fool? Naruto gazed ahead at the villagers walking by, children running, shopkeepers shouting, people laughing. Number 1, Naruto said quietly. I'm trying to do things right this time. Sasuke froze. This time. Naruto mentally cursed himself. He turned away, trying to leave. But Sasuke grabbed his wrist. Naruto stopped. Sasuke's grip was strong, desperate, confused. What do you mean, this time? Explain. Naruto didn't turn around. His voice was steady, but soft with pain. There are things, you'll understand later. Quote. Sasuke released him slowly. His eyes darkened with frustration. But he didn't push further. Not yet. Sakura finds them. Hey, Naruto. Sasuke-kun. Sakura rushed over, backpack bouncing. Both boys turned. She looked excited, thrilled to be on the same team. And her eyes softened as she looked at Sasuke, sparkled with hope. Naruto watched this scene, the same old triangle. But he also noticed something else. Sasuke didn't react to Sakura with annoyance today. Instead, his eyes flicked to Naruto first. Comparing, evaluating, trying to understand what changed. Sakura didn't notice that. Tomorrow is our first day together, she said with a big smile. We should walk together, right? Naruto blinked. She never suggested this originally. He smiled. Sure. Sasuke looked away, shrugging. Do what you want. But he didn't walk off. He waited. With them. Naruto felt a small warmth in his chest. The change had already begun. They walked together for a while until they reached the split in the road. See you two tomorrow. Sakura waved brightly. Sasuke grunted. Naruto waved back. Sakura disappeared around the corner. Sasuke began walking toward the Uchiha district but stopped after a few steps. Naruto. Naruto turned slowly. Sasuke's eyes were sharp, focused. Whatever you're hiding, it better not get in the way. Naruto smirked lightly. It won't, I promise. Sasuke turned again, walking away. You better keep that promise. Naruto whispered under his breath. I will, no matter what. Naruto walks through Konoha, with new eyes. As he moved through the marketplace, he noticed details he missed as a kid. The elderly couple selling herbs, who later died in Pain's attack. The young boy playing with a wooden shuriken, destined to become a genin who never made it back from the Chunin exams. The shop owner laughing loudly, who would lose everything in the Fourth War. Naruto's heart tightened. Not this time. He wasn't just protecting Team 7. He was rewriting the entire village's fate. He stopped at Ichiraku Ramen. Chuki was wiping down the counter. Ayami was arranging bowls. They hadn't seen him yet. Naruto walked forward slowly, the nostalgic smell of broth hitting him like a punch to the chest. Ayami looked up first, and smiled warmly. Naruto, you came early today. For a moment Naruto couldn't speak. Because in the future, he had seen him terrified and injured. He had almost lost him too. He swallowed hard. Yeah, I missed this place. Chuki grinned. You're always welcome here, kid. Naruto sat down and took his bowl gently, almost reverently. As he ate, Ayami watched him carefully. You're quiet today. Naruto paused. Just thinking. About the team assignments, she teased. Naruto smiled softly. Something like that. Chuki leaned over the counter. Don't worry, Naruto. You always pull through. Naruto lowered his head a little, hiding his emotion. Thanks. This wasn't just ramen. This was home. These two were family. And he would protect him too. Night falls, again. Naruto returned to his apartment, stepping inside the dimly lit room. But tonight, it didn't feel hollow. It felt like a starting point. He sat at his desk and pulled out paper. He began writing, plans, timelines, danger points, events he needed to intercept. Zabuza mission, Haku must not die. Chunin exams, stop Gaara's pain early. Sasuke, guide him away from the curse mark. Orochimaru, Must be counted from the start. Akatsuki, track and dismantle early. Jiraiya, protect. Hinata, protect. Kakashi, protect. Everyone, protect. Naruto clenched his pen. This was his second chance. A miracle, a burden, and an opportunity to rewrite everything. Hours passed. The paper filled. Naruto's eyes burned with determination. Until finally, exhaustion took over. He pushed the papers aside and rested his head on his folded arms. Before sleep took him, he whispered. Tomorrow, it begins. Next morning, at Training Ground 3. The sun rose again. Birds chirped overhead, and Naruto stood waiting at the old wooden posts where he once failed his bell test. Only this time, he was ready. Sakura arrived, bright and cheerful. Sasuke arrived minutes later, quiet but more attentive than usual. Naruto stood before them both, expression calm, eyes confident, posture controlled. Sakura noticed immediately. "Why do you look so serious today?" she asked. Naruto just smiled faintly. "You'll see." Sasuke narrowed his eyes again. He could sense it, something inside Naruto was shifting. Not darker, not unstable, just deeper, older, wiser. Before he could question it again, a soft whip of chakra cut through the air. Kakashi appeared, hands in his pockets, mask over his face, book in his hand, as if nothing in the world mattered. "Morning, everyone." Sakura saluted nervously. Sasuke simply huffed. Naruto smiled softly. Kakashi noticed that smile, and he gave Naruto a long, unreadable look. The same look a predator gives another predator. Recognition. "All right," Kakashi said, pulling out two small silver bells. "Let's begin." Naruto's blood rushed. This is where everything changes. But before the bell test even started, before they moved into the forest, before anyone could take their stance, Kakashi spoke again. His tone was sharper, direct, and Naruto looked up. "Your eyes," Kakashi said quietly. "They remind me of someone I used to know." Quote. Naruto felt his heart stop. Kakashi's visible eye softened, just a bit. A man who carried the weight of the world. Naruto swallowed. "Maybe I'm just getting started." Kakashi's lips curved behind his mask. "We'll see." And with that, the real beginning of the rewritten Team 7 started. What if Naruto returned before Team 7 formed and rebuilt his bonds from zero? Naruto stood at the edge of the academy rooftop, watching the village from above. The Konoha he returned to felt strangely familiar yet painfully fragile, like glass that could crack from the slightest wrong step. He had lived through war, through loss, through betrayals, and finally through the darkest loneliness anyone could endure. But now, he was here, back before Team 7, back before the Chunin exams, back before Sasuke left, back before pain, Madara, Kaguya, before all the devastation. A second chance. Not granted by fate, not given by some jutsu, but earned, through pain, through regret, through a desperate wish whispered into reality. Naruto closed his eyes, inhaling deeply. The air was lighter here. No tension, no fear, no grief. Just the sound of villagers moving through the daily lives. People passed him below, laughing, chatting, arguing, completely unaware that the blonde boy watching them had once died to save them. "This time, I won't fail anyone." Naruto clenched his fists. "I'll rebuild everything from zero." Quote. A new day, a new path. Naruto entered the academy quietly. Students were chatting, some showing off shuriken, some gossiping, some bragging about their clans. None of them paid him much attention. Not yet, but today mattered, because today was the day that decided the teams. Iruka-sensei entered the room with his usual frustrated but lovable energy. "Everyone settle down. Today we'll finalize teams and discuss your next step into shinobi life, so behave." Quote. Kids quieted. Naruto felt a sharp pang of nostalgia seeing Iruka alive, unharmed, smiling. He had died in front of Naruto in another timeline. The memory hit like a blade. Naruto swallowed and forced himself to breathe. He wouldn't let that happen again. Iruka started reading the names. In the corner, Sasuke sat with folded arms, staring at the floor, closed off, silent, walls already built around him. Naruto could feel the loneliness radiating from him like a cold wind. Sasuke, this time you won't walk that path. Sakura sat near him, pretending not to look at Sasuke every 10 seconds. Her heart was open, bright, but painfully unaware of the two boys beside her. Naruto glanced at her and felt another ache. Sakura, this time you won't suffer because of him. You won't cry alone. Iruka continued reading names until Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno. Whispers, groans, snickers. Why is the dead last with the top student? Quote, unfair. Sasuke didn't react. Sakura fist pumped. Naruto smiled. But this time his smile wasn't goofy. It was determined. The first test, changing the script. After classes, Team 7 gathered at the academy rooftop, waiting for their Jonin instructor. Sakura sighed. Why is he so late? Sasuke didn't bother answering. Naruto quietly observed both of them, analyzing every detail. Their future selves were screaming inside his mind, warning him where cracks would form if he didn't fix them now. And then, a puff of smoke. Kakashi Hatake appeared, exactly the same as always, lazy, aloof, unreadable. Yo! Naruto almost choked. Kakashi, alive, calm, unbroken. The man who had once cried over Obito, Rin, Minato, and Naruto himself. Naruto's eyes stung. Kakashi tilted his head. Are you crying? No. Naruto wiped his eyes. Just dust. Sasuke gave a small tch. Sakura sighed. Kakashi blinked. Interesting, his expression said silently. Meet me on the roof for introductions, Kakashi said, vanishing. Rooftop, an introduction that shocks them all. Sasuke went first. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't want to talk about things I don't like. I have goals, one goal, and I will achieve it. Sakura went next. My name is Sakura Haruno. My likes, my dreams, well. She glanced at Sasuke, blushing. Naruto hid a smile. Then, your turn, Naruto. Naruto inhaled. This was important. This introduction would set the tone of everything to come. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. He smiled gently. I like ramen, friends, peace, and the idea of protecting everyone precious to me. Quote, Sasuke's eyebrow twitched. Sakura blinked, surprised. No loud bragging. No silly poses. Naruto continued. What I hate, is seeing people suffer alone. His eyes lingered on Sasuke for a second. Sasuke looked away, unsettled. And my dream, Naruto said softly, is to build a future where no one in this village feels abandoned. Not even for a second. Kakashi's single eye widened. He had expected childish bluster. Not this. Not a boy speaking like someone who'd already lived a lifetime. He's changed, Kakashi thought. But why? Naruto continued, voice steady. And as for my goal, I want to rebuild bonds. Starting from zero, and make them unbreakable. Sasuke frowned deeply. Sakura put down her hand slowly, confused. Kakashi stared. Because he wasn't hearing the Naruto he remembered. He was hearing a shinobi. After the meeting, Sasuke notices something. As they left the rooftop, Naruto purposely slowed until he matched Sasuke's pace. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. What? Naruto smiled calmly. I'm glad we're on the same team. Sasuke blinked. You barely know me. Quote, Naruto shook his head. No, I know you well enough to say that you won't ever be alone again. Sasuke's heart jolted. The words hit too close. Why are you talking like that? Sasuke muttered, clearly disturbed. Naruto shrugged. Just truth. Sasuke stared at him longer than usual. Not with hostility, with confusion, maybe even curiosity. Naruto walked ahead. Sasuke watched him go, a strange feeling tugging at his chest. This Naruto is different. Night. A vow under the moon. Naruto sat on the Hokage monument, the village shimmering beneath him. He remembered everything. Sasuke leaving the village. Sakura crying in the dark. Kakashi carrying guilt until the end. Jiraiya dying alone. Neji dying for him. Hinata nearly dying. The world burning. Kurama sacrificing everything. Naruto clenched his chest. He looked up at the moon. This time, I'll rewrite everything. His voice trembled but didn't break. I'll save them all, every single one of them. Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, Hinata, Neji, Shikamaru, Iruka, everyone. I'll rebuild our bonds from zero, and I'll protect them until the end. Quote, a breeze swept through the night, brushing Naruto's whisker marks gently, as if the world itself acknowledged his vow. Tomorrow would be their bell test. Tomorrow would be the first step toward a future where peace wasn't just a dream. Naruto stood, eyes blazing with resolve. Team 7. This time, we don't break. The forest fell silent. Every leaf, every bird, even the wind. Kakashi stared at Naruto's hand wrapped around his wrist, frozen in place. It wasn't just the boy's speed that stunned him. Naruto had moved like someone who had already trained with him for years. Someone who had predicted every basic pattern of his fighting. This isn't normal, Kakashi whispered. Naruto didn't loosen his grip. His blue eyes, older, deeper, calmer, looked nothing like a fresh genin. Sensei, Naruto said softly, almost tiredly, don't test us with something you already know we're going to fail. Quote, Kakashi's visible eye widened. Sakura and Sasuke, hidden in the trees, felt something they couldn't explain. A pull, a pressure, an instinct older than memory. Sasuke whispered, what was that movement? Quote, Sakura clutched her chest, pulse racing. Why does Naruto feel different? Naruto finally released Kakashi's hand, stepping back. But he did something unexpected. He smiled, a real smile, soft, warm, mature, a smile that didn't belong to a loud brat seeking attention, but to someone who had lost everything, and suddenly had it back. Let's try again, Naruto said, voice steady. But this time, we work together. Quote, Kakashi blinked. And when did you figure that out? Naruto closed his eyes, remembering a lifetime of battles, betrayals, deaths, and sacrifices. I had good teachers, he murmured. Kakashi's heart skipped. Sandaime, Jiraiya, peers. No, none of them ever taught teamwork this deeply. Something inside Kakashi's chest, a sense he rarely felt, stirred. A quiet fear. This boy wasn't normal. This boy wasn't simple. This boy knew something. Before Kakashi could speak, Naruto raised his voice. Fire, Sasuke. Sakura, get down here. His voice thundered, not loud, but commanding. Not childish, but authoritative. Almost, Hokage-like. Sasuke stiffened. Sakura gulped. Neither understood why their feet moved automatically. They emerged from the shadows, Sasuke with caution, Sakura with confusion. Naruto looked at them like someone who had spent years fighting beside them. And lost them both. Sasuke, Naruto said first, you're fast, but predictable. If you attack solo, Kakashi will humiliate you. Sasuke glared. TCH. Don't start acting like my superior. Naruto stepped forward, too close, too fast. Their eyes met. For a split second, Sasuke felt something he had never felt from Naruto. Power, confidence, and familiarity. Like Naruto had fought thousands of times. Like Naruto had seen Sasuke's pain, rage, loneliness, all the way to the end. Naruto placed a hand on Sasuke's shoulder. Just trust me once, he whispered. You don't have to do everything alone. Sasuke's breath trembled. Why do those words hurt? Naruto turned to Sakura. Her heart hammered. Naruto, you're smarter than both of us, Naruto said gently. You see things we don't. You catch details we miss. That's your strength. Sakura stared at him, stunned. No one had ever said that to her. Not teachers, not classmates, not even her parents. But, Naruto continued, if you doubt yourself for even one moment, the team falls apart. Sakura swallowed hard. I understand. Naruto breathed out. For the first time since his return to the past, Team 7 stood before him. Raw, unpolished, childish. But together, he turned back to Kakashi. Sensei, Naruto said, voice steady, go all out. Don't hold back. Quote, Kakashi's eye narrowed. Oh, you think you can handle me at full strength? Naruto smirked. I already have. Kakashi froze. Sasuke and Sakura felt a chill. Before Kakashi could respond, Naruto turned to his teammates, eyes blazing with determination. Fire, here's the plan. His voice dropped to a whisper. Sasuke leaned in. Sakura nodded. Naruto pointed at Kakashi lightly, like he was reading a map only he could see. He always starts by targeting the weakest link. So Sakura, you act afraid. Draw him in. Sakura blinked. Afraid? Oh okay. Not real fear. Fake it. Make him underestimate you. Sakura nodded slowly. Naruto continued. Sasuke, attack from the left. Not straight, zigzag. Kakashi's Sharingan imitation can read straight paths easily. Sasuke scowled. How the hell do you know? Naruto cut him off. Just trust me. For the first time, Sasuke didn't argue. Naruto's final instructions were calm, precise, calculated. When he blocks you, I move behind him and go for the bells. He'll dodge, so I use a shadow feint. And Sakura hits the ground at his landing spot. Quote, Sakura flinched. Why would he land there? Naruto smiled faintly. Because he always does. Kakashi felt a chill crawl up his spine. How the hell is this kid reading me like an open book? Naruto clapped his hands together. Alright, let's show him what teamwork really looks like. Fire the bell test, round 2. Kakashi lifted his Hatei-8 slightly, revealing the Sharingan. Sasuke froze. Sakura gasped. Naruto just exhaled. It's been a long time since I've seen that eye. Kakashi stiffened. Naruto sprinted first, his speed explosive, refined. Sasuke flanked left, zigzagging like instructed. Sakura pretended to panic, stepping backward. Kakashi moved to strike Sakura. Exactly as Naruto predicted. Sasuke intercepted with a fireball, Kakashi dodged. Naruto appeared behind him. Kakashi countered. Naruto's shadow clone swapped places. Kakashi landed exactly where Naruto predicted. And Sakura slammed a kunai into the dirt, detonating a flash bomb. Kakashi flinched. What? 3 silhouettes lunged at him. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. Together, their hands collided with Kakashi's vest. The bells jingled. Kakashi's eye widened. They didn't get 1. They didn't get 2. They got both bells, standing together, unified, breathing hard, victorious. Kakashi slowly lowered his hand, staring at Naruto with something between awe and fear. You passed. Sasuke blinked. Sakura gasped. Naruto smiled softly, but Kakashi didn't look at them. He looked only at Naruto. And whispered, Who are you really? Naruto froze, but he smiled again, tired, gentle, burdened. I'm Naruto, he said quietly. Just Naruto. Kakashi wasn't convinced. He could feel it. Something ancient. Something heavy. Something broken. Something reborn. Naruto turned away from him, looking at the sky. A sky he had once watched burn in war. He had rebuilt Team 7 from zero. And this time, he wasn't going to lose them. The bells stopped jingling. The forest was quiet again, unnaturally quiet, like even the air was trying to understand what had just happened. Naruto stood beside Sasuke and Sakura, breathing slowly, his expression calm, almost too calm for a genin who had just passed a legendary test. Kakashi didn't move for several seconds. He just stared at the three of them, their stance, their cooperation, their instinctive coordination. And above all, Naruto, the boy who was once the weakest link, now carried the presence of someone who had lived an entire lifetime more than all of them combined. Kakashi finally exhaled. You pass, all three of you. Sakura's eyes widened. Sasuke froze in disbelief. Naruto simply closed his eyes, feeling a warmth he had almost forgotten in his old life. A warmth called hope. Kakashi slowly walked toward them, tucking away the bells, though his gaze never left Naruto's face. You three showed something rare, Kakashi said quietly. Real teamwork, real trust, real instinct. His single visible eye softened. But you, he looked at Naruto, you moved like someone who has done this before. Quote, Naruto's heart skipped. And your eyes, Kakashi continued, look like they've seen too much. Naruto looked away. Memories flashed. The Fourth Great Ninja War. Jiraiya's death. Sasuke's fall. Kurama's final goodbye. The The world burning, friends dying, a future he refused to relive. He swallowed the pain. I just didn't want any of us to lose, Naruto said gently. But Kakashi heard the truth buried beneath. I don't want to lose anyone ever again. Sasuke glanced at Naruto, for the first time noticing a strange shadow in Naruto's eyes. Sorrow, or experience? What are you hiding? Sakura felt her chest tighten. Why did Naruto suddenly feel like someone she couldn't reach? Kakashi sighed deeply and put his book away, fully away, not just pocketed. Team 7, he said, straightening up. Starting today, we're officially a squad. Sakura gasped. Sasuke smirked faintly. Naruto felt something he hadn't felt in years. A beginning, a real beginning. Kakashi continued. We'll go on missions. We'll train. We'll grow. And we'll learn to rely on each other. He paused, a rare seriousness in his tone. But understand this, the world outside this forest is dangerous. Your bond will be tested. People will try to tear your team apart. Naruto's fists tightened. Not this time. Never again. Kakashi closed his eye, smiled behind his mask, and then walked ahead. Let's go back. Tomorrow, your real journey begins. Team 7 followed. Sakura chatting softly. Sasuke silent, observing. Kakashi reading again. And Naruto. Naruto looked at the two beside him, the younger selves, carefree, unscarred, alive. He allowed himself to smile. This time I'll save you both. No matter what the future tries to take away. I'll protect my team, my bond, my family. He looked forward, feeling the weight of destiny shift. Part 1 ended not with a battle, not with a tragedy, but with a vow. Naruto had returned to rebuild everything he once lost. And nothing, not fate, not war, not time itself, was going to stop him. Thank you.